This was the scene on the streets in London. Parents, mothers specifically saying, "Mothers rise up," protesting with their children, with their banners. You can see lots of young children here saying, for us, we want to model not just to the world, but to our children, that climate is important. And there were a whole load of young children, particularly 11 years old, or children wearing these T-shirts saying 11 years. And that was to symbolise the 11 years since the UN set the target to tackle global warming. They're saying, we want to hold you accountable. This is yet another protest, another loud voice about climate. And worldwide there were protests this weekend. This is in Brussels. Greenpeace activists are saying we are unstoppable. Another world is possible. And elsewhere in the world, let me take you to Paris. Just in the backdrop of the Eiffel Tower are the steps of the Trocadero. This is Extinction Rebellion, the group that have been causing mass chaos in London, particularly gluing themselves to trains, camping out in the middle of Oxford Circus, basically bringing capitals to a standstill. Well, this is what they did on the steps. In this very symbolic move, they poured 300 litres of red liquid down the stairs, symbolising the loss of biodiversity that we've seen. We heard last week that nearly 1 million species will go extinct because of human impact. Look at this. They wanted it to be as dramatic as possible to show basically the species that have been lost. They're saying, listen up, take us seriously. We're not going away. Now, Greta Thunberg is the activist, the 16-year-old who stopped going to schools to strike every Friday to say climate should be top of the agenda when it comes to the European Parliament elections, now just less than a fortnight away. She says, what should be the most important issues? Climate and ecological breakdown. Climate and ecological breakdown. She goes on and on. Now, she's too young to vote. So are other children who say we want climate to be taken seriously. But in the case of Lily, she's saying, thanks to my grandpa, he's going to vote on my behalf. She says, talk to your grandparents and parents. Ask for their vote too. Let's make politicians listen. Well, with 2 weeks to go and these protests taking place across Europe, this voice of climate change is getting louder.